Hey, good evening to you, fans. We are in Hershey, Pennsylvania again, winding up the last leg of our tour of the Keystone State with RWL Ladies Night. My name's Don Hickson, and I'm being joined by Snarl General Manager Hangman Tex Lynch, and as per usual, Tex, we've got a solid hour of Ladies Division RWL mat action.
Yes, sir, we do, Dandy Don, and it is going to be spectacular.
Which also seems to be par for the course around here, Tex. Well, let's get underway with our opening contest with the baddest woman on the planet, Ronda Rousey, set to face the American hero, Brooklyn Von Brown.
Ronda Rousey signing up with Bell Unlimited is probably the worst thing since Caesar saw his old buddy Brutus whip out the knife. But that aside, should be a good match. Let's turn it over to ring announcer Ida Holly for the introduction.
Welcome fans to RWL Ladies Night. Our first match, one fall, with a 10-minute time limit, coming down the aisle, accompanied by her manager, T-shirt Popeye Scott Bell, from Venice Beach, California. Here is Ronda Rousey.
The self-professed baddest woman on the planet, Ronda Rousey, accompanied by the ever-obnoxious Too Short Popeye Scott Bell. And admittedly, since signing up with Bell Unlimited, Ronda Rousey hasn't fared very well at all, Tex.
She sure as hell hasn't, and that's what comes to signing up with Too Short anyway. But that aside, she's still in there punching and getting ready to face the American hero Brooklyn Von Brown tonight. And Brooklyn might have a little bit of a problem with Ronda Rousey, who has decided that dishonesty is the best policy, and with Too Short standing by at ringside, that's going to be a problem.
Her opponent, accompanied by her tag team partner Josie Jane, from Ithaca, New York, America's hero, Brooklyn Von Braun.
The Riley Flash-trained Brooklyn Von Brown, accompanied by Josie Jane, her Team Brooklyn tag team partner. It's been a while since we've seen Brooklyn and Josie, but they're back tonight, all set to go one-on-one against Ronda Rousey. Brooklyn Von Brown, of course, heaps of talent, tons of skill. But is it going to be enough to take down Ronda Rousey?
That is the question this match is going to resolve, Tex. But I believe that the American hero, Brooklyn Von Brown, certainly has the potential to overcome Ronda Rousey if she sets her mind to it.
Yeah, but you also got to consider they got Too Short Popeye over there in the corner, and he's going to cheat. He's going to cheat his tail off.
A solid card opener, Tex, with both these ladies ready to go. Brooklyn Von Brown exuding extreme confidence as Walt Rothburn sounds the bell. Brooklyn Von Brown taken down to her knees by Ronda Rousey almost at once. Brooklyn counters it into an arm drag. A fireman's carry from Ronda Rousey. Brooklyn counters with another kick. They lock up. Ronda Rousey winding up the arm of Brooklyn Von Brown, really torquing the shoulder here. Brooklyn in some difficulties. But look at this right here. Brooklyn Von Brown countering it and takes her down with a leg sweep. As you pointed out, Tex, a very talented young lady. Swing and a miss. And a takedown from Ronda Rousey as she pummels Brooklyn Von Brown with knuckles to the side of the head. Ronda Rousey countered by Brooklyn Von Brown with a forearm. Ronda Rousey counters. Brooklyn Von Brown countering again. And whoa, what a beautiful takedown from Brooklyn Von Brown. It certainly was beautiful as Scott Bell's objecting to it, helping his client out any way he can, and the distraction works a charm. Spinning suplex takes Brooklyn Von Brown down to the mat. Ronda misses with that right, but connects with a shoulder tackle, follows it up with a stomp to the midsection. Now a rear chin lock on Brooklyn Von Brown. Brooklyn counters, finds her way out quickly. Ronda whips her to the ropes, takes her down with another shoulder tackle, much to the approval of Too Short Popeye Scott Bell. Ronda goes for the pin, but not even one. Brooklyn Von Brown powering out easily. A kick to the back from Ronda Rousey. Brooklyn Von Brown, look at this beautiful tilt-a-whirl right there. Takes Ronda Rousey down to the mat. Ronda Rousey back to a standing position here. Brooklyn Von Brown, whoa, goes over the top rope and out onto the floor. And look at this, that disgusting Too Short Popeye Scott Bell rolling Brooklyn back into the ring. He should have been disqualified on the spot. The ladies tussle. Ronda Rousey charges a clothesline and a beautiful rollout, much to her credit. Oh my, a knee to the head of Brooklyn Von Braun. And again, Ronda repeating the move. Gathers up Brooklyn Von Braun. Swings and misses with that shot, but connects with an arm drag. Brooklyn Von Braun counters and takes her down. Brooklyn Von Braun with a single leg crab on Ronda Rousey. Ronda trying to make some way out, but unable to, has to force her way out the hard way. A kick to the chest from Ronda. Ronda Rousey now stretching the arm of Brooklyn Von Braun. Ronda Rousey back on her feet, delivers a stomp to the face of America's hero. Brooklyn takes her down again. Brooklyn Von Braun countered by Ronda Rousey in the far corner. A hard series of shots to the midsection, a shot to the face, and thrown out of the corner almost to the other side of the ring. Ronda Rousey moving in on Brooklyn Von Braun. Brooklyn gathered back up. Woohoo! Quick with the counter and a kick to the leg of Ronda. Ronda whips Brooklyn to the far corner. Turns her around. Drives a series of forearms into the back of Brooklyn Von Braun. Turns her around again. Brooklyn quickly counters. Ronda counters with an elbow. Escapes the corner. Now a series of shots. Ronda Rousey. With Brooklyn against the ropes, yanks the top rope. Taking Brooklyn down yet again. Brooklyn again quick with the counter and a kick to the leg. And whoa, what a spine buster. Right there from Brooklyn. And again, too short Popeye Scott Bell not liking what he's seeing. And Brooklyn Von Braun rather foolishly falling for the trick a second time. Cover from Ronda, but a power out, not even a one count for Ronda Rousey. Brooklyn Von Braun up over the shoulders. Whoa! A spinning slam from Ronda Rousey. Ronda gathers Brooklyn up again. Brooklyn Von Braun quick with the counter, delivers yet another kick to the leg. And what she got in mind here? Whoa! Pump handle suplex. As Scott Bell tries to undo the turnbuckle, but it's too late. 1, 2, but a 3-count pinfall for Brooklyn Von Braun, defeating Ronda Rousey. Let's get the official time from Ida Holly.
The time of the fall, 5 minutes and 18 seconds. Here's your winner, Brooklyn Von Braun.
Brooklyn Von Braun overcoming the odds to defeat Ronda Rousey by pinfall. And not for nothing, Tex, there's one thing I love to see. It's any wrestler, man or woman, overcoming insurmountable odds to pick themselves up a win. And that's what America's hero, Brooklyn Von Braun, just did against the self-professed baddest woman on the planet, Ronda Rousey.
Despite Ronda cheating, and despite Scott's interference, Brooklyn Von Braun still managing to pull the rabbit out of the hat, get herself a 3-count pinfall. And that's what I said about Brooklyn Von Braun. Heaps of talent, tons of skill. That is the essential Brooklyn Von Braun right there.
A most impressive win for Brooklyn and an exciting opening card contest for us. And when we return, fans, we're going to have a whole lot more RWL Ladies Night match action. So we urge you to stay with us. A whole lot more on the way when we come back from this break.
Yeah, don't go anywhere. We got a whole bunch of good stuff coming.
Well, Ladies Night continues. Ladies singles action with the Yankee Rolls Miss Georgia Washington 1-on-1 against THC Taylor Holly Combs.
This next match, one fall, with a 10-minute time limit, approaching the ring from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. She's the Yankee Rose, Miss Georgia Washington.
Well, Tex, it was just last week on RWL Snarl in a match that you called that the Yankee Rose Georgia Washington upset the balance of the universe by defeating Luna Vachon by pinfall, utilizing the Rockets' red glare in a win that certainly no one expected.
I sure as hell didn't expect it. Everybody swore up and down Luna Vachon had that one in the bag, but somehow Georgia Washington managed to get that win, and now she thinks she's even hotter than she was before. Thinks she's hot snot on a silver platter, but she's really a cold booger on a paper plate.
Nonetheless, the Yankee Rose angling for a title shot, and she may very well land one by the time global war rolls around on the 28th.
Georgia Washington in Washington, D.C. Well, there's no way Myron's not going to book that one.
And her opponent, from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, THC, Taylor Holly Combs.
THC, of late, associating with new friends in Les Femmes Fatales, Jet Williams and Goddess Mimi Emerson, and of course the women's world champion Dynamite Jeannie Parker, who believes Taylor Holly Combs certainly has future potential.
And why wouldn't she? THC's a former women's international champion, and she beat Titania Tatiana to get there, and that was not an easy task.
And so these two Pennsylvania natives getting ready to get it on here on Ladies' Night, and it's going to be a good matchup for sure.
Hey man, there's no way it can't, not with the level these two are performing at. I still can't believe Georgia Washington got a pinfall win over Luna Vachon last week. That's insane.
And indeed, that win has inflated the ego of Georgia Washington to almost gargantuan proportions.
Yeah, Johnny Bianco said they had to let out her hats a couple of times so her head would fit.
Willie Johnson sounds the bell. The ladies come center ring. Taylor Holly Combs locks up with the upper hand. Georgia Washington quickly counters with a chop block. Takes down Taylor Holly Combs. Taylor counters with an enziguri, a boot right across the face of Georgia Washington, and a kick to the midsection. Taylor off the middle rope, crossbody across the back of Georgia Washington. Georgia counters, takes her down to the mat. Taylor counters, takes her down to the mat. And it looks like another eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth matchup here. Takes double knees to the head of Georgia Washington from Taylor Holly Combs. THC follows up with a stomp to the midsection. Now a rear chin lock center ring with no ropes to access. Referee Willie Johnson watching, but Georgia Washington escapes the hold. Locks up Taylor Holly Combs. Hard Irish whip over the top rope and out onto the floor. And here comes the Yankee Rose in hot pursuit. Taylor Holly Combs back up to her feet, but taking quite a bit of a pounding here as she sets up a vertical suplex. Georgia Washington definitely not fooling around here, determined to win this match. Drives a knee into the head of Taylor Holly Combs. Follows it up with a failed stomp, and whoa, look at this. A wheelbarrow DDT out there on the wood floor, head first for Georgia Washington. Georgia with an elbow and a kick to the chest to Taylor Holly Combs. Taylor in trouble here, catches a stomp to the shoulder. Georgia rounds her up again. Taylor counters with another kick to the midsection. Down goes Georgia Washington. THC makes her way in over the top rope, encouraging the crowd for a little quiet while she works. Locks up Georgia Washington and a snap suplex with a pin. But the ropes right there, Willie Johnson instructing her she's got to start all over again. Georgia Washington with a hard whip over the top rope and out on the floor again for Taylor Holly Combs. And this seems to be Georgia Washington's modus operandi. Georgia Washington trying to work this crowd. And even here in Pennsylvania, that's a tall order. Taylor Holly Combs comes in. Swing, both ladies swing and miss. Taylor off the middle rope and a clothesline, taking Georgia Washington down. Followed up with a beautiful moonsault from Taylor Holly Combs. Taylor rounds Georgia up. Escorts her to the corner, head first into the turnbuckle. And again, Taylor Holly Combs smashing the head of Georgia Washington into the buckle. And she is calling for it here. It comes a running bulldog right center ring, putting Georgia Washington on the canvas again. Taylor Holly Combs with a quick wraparound DDT. Moves with such speed off the middle rope and another beautiful crossbody. Nice elevation there. Here's a cover with a hook of the leg, Walton. But just the one. Georgia Washington still with far too much steam in the tank. Taylor Holly Combs escorting Georgia Washington to the ropes again. Georgia finds her way out. Catches a couple of rights from THC. Counters with a kick to the midsection and a running kick that takes Taylor down the mat. Georgia Washington, the Yankee Rose, exploiting every possible moment she can with Taylor Holly Combs down on the mat, doing as much damage as humanly possible. Georgia escorts Taylor towards center ring. Uh-oh, here we go. Into the figure four. And we could see a submission here. This is how Georgia Washington defeated China recently. Referee Willie Johnson monitoring the situation carefully. Taylor Holly Combs, look at this. Gets the foot and tags her with a right and cuts herself loose from a dangerous situation. They lock up again. Whoa, what a beautiful move from Taylor Holly Combs, followed up with a basement dropkick. And now the tables have turned with Georgia Washington down on the mat. Taylor Holly Combs moves in, locks up Georgia, a kick to the midsection, a wind-up of the arm, and THC is going to take Georgia Washington walkies here off the top rope. Beautiful arm drag from Taylor Holly Combs. Taylor quickly making her way to the top turnbuckle here. Whoa, my, did you see that, Tex? That was beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Hard kick to the back. And another moonsault. Taylor Holly Combs with that astounding speed rounds up Georgia Washington. A series of kicks, a series of slaps, and another drop kick, putting Georgia Washington on the canvas again. Taylor Holly Combs dragging Georgia Washington close to center ring. Georgia quickly back up on her feet, locks up Taylor Holly Combs, has her up and nails her with a knee breaker. Georgia Washington trying to regain control and hang on to it in a match where the momentum has already been back and forth quite a few times. Taylor Holly Combs on the receiving end of some bad business here at the hands of Georgia Washington. She sets it up, and there's another driving knee into the head of Taylor Holly Combs. Taylor catches a couple of kicks and a couple of stomps from the Yankee Rose, who is now stalking THC. This could be disastrous right here. Swings and misses completely. Not sure what that was about. Counters with a couple of driving knees into the midsection instead. Follows it up with a stomp to the shoulder. Taylor Holly Combs counters, gets back up on her feet. Georgia Washington with a slap and a series of chops and takes down Taylor Holly Combs to the canvas again. Georgia, whoa, a running kick. And now into a head scissors. With a wrap across the top of the head. Georgia covers. 1, 2. Oh, my. Georgia Washington letting Willie Johnson have it for a count that she deemed too slow. But it was regulation. Taylor with a hard right. Locks up Georgia Washington. Here's a kick to the midsection and a beautiful flip. And again, Georgia Washington finds herself in trouble at the hands of THC. Taylor Holly Combs escorts her to the ropes. A chop across the chest. A rebound off the rope. And look at this beautiful handspring knees to the back of the Yankee Rose. Taylor Holly Combs knocking the wind out of Georgia Washington. Drags her center ring. Goes for the cover. Hooks the leg. 1, 2. Another near fall as Georgia Washington gets that right shoulder up. Taylor Holly Combs beginning to display some frustration here. Georgia rounded up again. THC catches some elbows to the midsection from Georgia Washington. Georgia with a nice wraparound DDT. Must give credit where it's due, Tex. She sizes it up, drives the knee into the head of Taylor Holly Combs again. And this match, tides changing like Hollywood romances. There's that wheelbarrow DDT again from Taylor Holly Combs. Taylor locks up Georgia. Has her up against the ropes, a chop across the chest. Here's the rebound off the ropes again, and that beautiful handspring knees across the back. Taylor Holly Combs covers. 1, 2, 3. Oh, no, not a 3. Well, I can't blame Taylor Holly Combs for taking Willie Johnson to task on that last count. I was convinced this one was over. THC drags Georgia center ring. Moonsault, cover, hooks the leg. 1, 2, 3, and that one took for sure. Taylor Holly Combs defeating the Yankee Rose by pinfall.
The time of the match, 8 minutes and 21 seconds. Here's your winner, Taylor Holly Combs.
Taylor Holly Combs, THC, picking herself up the win here and getting there with almost no time to spare. With just a minute and change left to go. And admittedly, Georgia Washington certainly giving Taylor Holly Combs a run for her money. But THC manages to pick up the 3-count pinfall. And we'll be back with more RWL Ladies Night right after this.
Oh, Dandy Dawn. Hey, this one I'm looking forward to myself. Brenda Blair back with us again, set to go one-on-one against the former women's world champion, former women's international champion, former women's tag team champion too, Crystal the Pistol Gabor.
And with credentials like that, well, it's going to be an exciting match for certain.
Ladies and gentlemen, the next match, set for one fall with a 10-minute time limit, coming down the aisle from San Jose, California, here's Brenda Blair.
Brenda Blair's last appearance was about a month ago, and she lost her previous match to Babs Stretch Babette. A recent return, much like herself, Brenda Blair on a comeback trail here in RWL, looking to find herself some championship gold at some point in the future. And the fans sure love this leather-clad lovely Brenda Blair.
Yep, the 18 to 44 crowd, they just love the hell out of Brenda Blair. But I'm really excited about this matchup. I want to see how Brenda Blair will fare against Crystal Gabor. I mean, Crystal's got a track record that, man, just unbelievable.
A multiple-time women's world champion, as you pointed out, also a former tag team champion with Faye Crawford, and former women's international champion as well.
Her opponent from Palaca, Florida, Crystal Gabor.
Crystal the Pistol Gabor, an institution here in RWL of many, many years, and the significant other of world champion American Supreme Matt Clark. Crystal Gabor with a long and storied history here in RWL, and this is going to be an exciting encounter between herself and Brenda Blair.
You have just got to respect Crystal, Dawn. She has been through it all. Ups and downs, triumphs and defeats. She's been shaved bald. She's been blinded. All kinds of horrible stuff has happened to Crystal Gabor, but she always manages to bounce back. This is going to be a great matchup for sure.
Well, there are certainly no rookies involved in this matchup, so I'm expecting quality here. Referee Walt Rothburn sounds the bell. They come center ring. Crystal Gabor rebounds off the ropes. By the ankles goes Brenda Blair, and there is the Whirlican Rana. And a moonsault to follow it up. Crystal Gabor, well known for her speed, her agility. Whips Brenda to the far corner, fails to connect with the splash. Brenda Blair with a Luthez press, pummeling right hands on the head of Crystal the Pistol. Crystal Gabor catches a stomp to the shoulder, and Brenda Blair trying to take full advantage here. Whoa, well, that's just nasty. Boots to the hands and fingers of Crystal Gabor. And again, she is going to repeat the move. Brenda Blair not holding back at all here on Crystal Gabor. Oh, a boot scrape across the sides of the face. The Crystal Gabor, Brenda Blair, takes herself to the top turnbuckle, elbow right across the chest, going for an immediate cover. 1, 2, but a near fall, despite that devastating shot. Crystal Gabor In big time trouble here. Brenda Blair really pouring on the aggression. And so far, not much of a rebuttal from Crystal. A forearm across the head of Crystal Gabor, and she rolls out onto the floor. Brenda Blair goes over the... Whoa! Did you see that? A beautiful clothesline from Brenda Blair as Walt Rothburn initiates the count. And again, Brenda Blair stamping the hands and fingers of Crystal Gabor relentlessly, borderline sadistically, absolutely shameless. Brenda Blair fully realizing that Crystal Gabor...
Into the ring post time, into the ring post time, into the ring post time, into the ring post time. Look, she's shaking her honey to the ring post time song.
You're a very odd man, Tex. Brenda Blair returns to the ring. Crystal Gabor taking a hell of a shot from that ring post, slowly making her way back to her feet. Whoa! Brenda Blair, absolutely amazing. Did you see the angle through the middle ropes to take down Crystal Gabor yet again? Absolutely unbelievable. Wrist clutch boot to the face. Brenda rounds Crystal up again and hurls her towards the ring steps. Makes her way back inside. The referee continuing to count Crystal Gabor, whose brains have definitely got to be scrambled by now. Whoa! Crystal Gabor right away attacking Brenda Blair before she can. Brenda rounded up to her feet by Crystal Gabor. Double knees to the face. And down goes Brenda Blair. Brenda Blair being set up for something here. Look at this. Whoa! Beautiful suplex from Crystal Gabor, who is at long last pressing the attack against Brenda Blair. Brenda locks her up, pitches her into the apron, drives a knee into the midsection. Brenda Blair rounds up Crystal Gabor yet again. Whoa! Nice hip toss from Crystal. Crystal rounds up Brenda Blair, rolls her back inside the ring, and finally order is restored. Crystal, whoa, what a beautiful flying kick from Crystal the Pistol. Crystal Gabor with a hard forearm, collapsing Brenda Blair to the canvas. And a leg snap. Crystal Gabor finally beginning to press the attack after several minutes of no rebuttal. Crystal Gabor with a clubbing overhand right. Rebound off the ropes. Whoa! Took her straight down with a kick. Crystal rounds up Brenda Blair. Hard whip to the ropes. Whoa, that was beautiful. What a drop kick right there with a flip. Again, Brenda into the ropes. Ooh, look at this. Crystal slides under, and a Hurricane Rana that sends Brenda Blair flying. Here's a cover. 1, 2. No, barely just a 2. Brenda Blair finding her way out as Crystal Gabor rebounds off the bottom rope, fails to connect with that moonsault. And now, Brenda Blair gouging the face of Crystal Gabor. And this sort of aggression completely justified in the mind of Brenda Blair, knowing Crystal Gabor would do the same. Elbow drop off the top turnbuckle right across the heart of Crystal Gabor. Crystal quickly counters with a Hurricane Rana, takes Brenda Blair down to the floor. And again, referee Walt Rothburn counting as Crystal Gabor tags her with another moonsault. Here we go. There it is, the granddaddy of them all, the booty-popping moonsault right across Brenda Blair. Crystal rounds Brenda up, drives her into the ring post this time.
You only get the song once, man. I'm sorry.
Crystal Gabor definitely working the crowd here in Hershey, and they just love the leopard print lovely Crystal Gabor. Crystal the Pistol, inverted DDT on the outside, slamming the back of Brenda Blair's head to the wood floor, and a stomp to the arm. This match now just about half over, and still no winner. An elbow to the midsection from Brenda Blair. Brenda pitches Crystal Gabor to the other side of the ring, takes herself back inside. Crystal back on her feet, charges and takes down Brenda Blair as she made her way outside the ring. Crystal rounds Brenda up again. Beautiful wraparound DDT. Face first into the flip. Whoa, Crystal Gabor. Definitely working it here tonight. Drives the knee into the wood. And that's going to smart. Oh, Crystal Gabor. Mounting some serious offense at this point. Double leg drop right to the lower abdomen. Crystal Gabor catches a series of shots from Brenda Blair. Gut wrench suplex on the outside. Referee urging her to get back inside. And she does. Walt Rothburn continuing to count on Crystal Gabor as Brenda Blair does a little bit of showing off here. Whoa, oh, that was a big mistake. And Crystal Gabor capitalizes on it with a moonsault. And once again, referee Walt Rothburn counting these two ladies. Crystal Gabor rounds up Brenda Blair. Another Hurricane Runner on the outside. And Crystal Gabor starting to look a whole lot more confident now. Misses with the knee. Oh, right into the floor. Oh, ouch. Brenda Blair rolls Crystal Gabor back inside the ring. Crystal biding her time. Stalking Brenda Blair here. Charges. Oh, what a beautiful neckbreaker. Crystal Gabor covers. 1, 2, 3. This one's all over. Crystal Gabor defeats Brenda Blair by pinfall. Let's get the official time from Ida Holly.
The time of the match, 7 minutes and 53 seconds. Here is your winner, Crystal Gabor.
All right, well, Crystal the Pistol picking up the 1, 2, 3 over Brenda Blair. And Dandy Don, you got to figure he kind of knew it all the time. Tag team action coming up when we come back from the break. Stay with us.
Up next, a tag match of some interest as Rhonda Singh and Asia Kong join forces to face Callie Parrish and Silver Bullet Jody Haller, the Texan Ladies Association.
Which, of course, Dandy Don means you know exactly which team I'm rooting for.
This next tag team match, set for one fall with a 15-minute time limit. Introducing first, from Japan, Asia Kong.
Well, one of the last times we saw Asia Kong, she had challenged Patty Powers for the women's Gulf Coast title and lost. But tonight she's partnering up with Rhonda Singh, going up against the Texan Ladies Association. And well, I'm definitely rooting for Callie Parrish and Jody Haller, despite the fact that it would seem that Asia Kong and Rhonda Singh seem to have all the advantage here.
Indeed, the size, weight, and power advantages all going for Asia Kong and her tag team partner for tonight, Rhonda Singh.
One of the last times we saw Asia Kong and Rhonda Singh was during the Japan 5-Star Tour. And well, they sure showed out that time. I really do hope that Callie Parrish and Jody Haller have got a surprise up their sleeves for these two.
Nonetheless, this partnership of Asia Kong and Rhonda Singh, look at that, certainly cutting an intimidating figure right there.
Her partner, also from Japan, Rhonda Singh.
As Rhonda Singh makes her way down to the ring, just a quick reminder for you fans. Coming up next, immediately following RWL Ladies Night, will be the latest edition of RWL Snarl, Saturday night the 26th, and that's going to be in Baltimore, Maryland. And me, Wally, and Johnny, we're going to have a whole bunch of surprises, so definitely you're going to want to check that out.
And of course, following RWL Snarl on Monday night the 28th in Washington, D.C., it's going to be the RWL Global War Supercard, and that is going to be one not to be missed.
Wow, talk about a mean mug. Rhonda Singh definitely sporting one of those. Heck, she looked meaner than Asia Kong.
Their opponents accompanied by manager MJ Ferrantino from Baytown, Texas, Holly Parrish, and from Laredo, Texas, Silver Bullet Jody Heller, the Texan Ladies Association.
Callie Parrish and Jody Heller, the only females in MJ Ferrantino's stable, but they are former women's tag team champions, and they have been around the block, and MJ Ferrantino is really lucky to have them.
But I've got to be honest, Tex. Look at Jody Heller and Callie Parrish. They are petite in comparison to Asia Kong and Rhonda Singh, and I think that's going to translate into an extremely difficult match for the Texan Ladies Association.
Don't jinx it. Don't jinx it, Dandy Don. Come on. Ain't you never heard, ain't the size of the dog in the fight, but the size of the fight in the dog?
Well, I suppose if we can have only one tag team match, it ought to be a dilly. Asia Kong and Callie Parrish starting things off here. They lock up. Asia Kong with Callie Parrish up against the ropes. Lifts her up. Oh, just slingshot her right off the ropes. Asia Kong swings and misses. Callie Parrish counters. Callie gets shoved down to the canvas. Asia Kong puts the grab on her quickly, but rebound off the ropes and a beautiful dropkick from Callie Parrish. Asia Kong counters with a shot to the midsection. Whips Callie Parrish out onto the apron. Rhonda Singh getting out of the way here as Asia Kong takes it out onto the apron and slams Callie Parrish's back into the lip of it. Callie Parrish catches a shot, counters with a kick to Asia Kong. A nice forearm. Chop, a kick, and a DDT out on the floor. Callie Parrish makes her way back inside as referee Willie Johnson continues to cut. Look at this. Going after Rhonda Singh as well. Callie Parrish, extremely ambitious, slams Rhonda Singh's back into the apron. And here comes Asia Kong again. Makes her way back inside the ring. Goes after Jody Heller as Callie Parrish makes her way back inside. Shoulder tackle. Takes down Callie Parrish. Asia Kong with a big-time splash right across. Here's a cover one, but just a one. Callie Parrish, despite having the wind knocked out of her, she got up out of that pin. Kick to the midsection from Asia Kong. What a slam. Callie Parrish slowly back to her feet. Whip to the ropes. And whoa, spine buster. From big bad Asia Kong. Here comes big bad Rhonda Singh too. Callie Parrish locks up over the shoulders of Rhonda Singh, but quickly countering it into an inverted DDT. Rhonda Singh shoves her back, clothesline, forces Callie Parrish into the far corner. Callie countering Rhonda Singh and slams her down to the mat. Callie Parrish shoved back again. Rhonda Singh with another shoulder tackle and quickly covers. 1, 2. But Jody Heller right there to break it up. Rhonda Singh rounds her up. Discus punch to Callie Parrish. Rhonda Singh slammed down to the mat by Parrish. Callie shoved back again by Rhonda Singh. Jumping neckbreaker. And Rhonda Singh. Rhonda steps out. Here comes Asia Kong, and here comes the Silver Bullet, Jody Heller. She charges, misses with the clothesline. Asia Kong goes behind, forearm to the back, whip to the ropes, an elbow that takes down Jody Heller. A driving knee into the head. Now Asia Kong locking in a heel hook stretch on Jody Heller. The Silver Bullet having some trouble here. By the ankle, pitched halfway across the ring by Asia Kong. Asia Kong moves around wisely. Rounds up Jody Heller. Whips her into the far corner, her team's corner, and here comes Rhonda Singh. A nasty double team ahead, a double axe handle across the arm of Jody Heller. Jody catches a headbutt from Rhonda Singh. Rhonda makes her way to the middle rope, but here comes Callie Parrish on a very quick tag. They lock up big to the midsection from Parrish. Locks up Rhonda Singh. Whips her to the ropes. And whoa, what a beautiful spinning neck breaker right there. Here's a cover one, but barely just a one. Rhonda Singh still far too resilient. Counters with a kick, gets back up on her feet, locks up. Callie Parrish whips her to the ropes. No result. Clothesline. Taking Parrish down to the mat. Rhonda Singh setting her up for a power bomb, and she certainly nailed it right in front of MJ Farentino, who looks a little bit concerned at this point. Here comes Asia Kong. Another jumping neckbreaker. Parrish is laid out. Here's a cover one. But Jody Howler saving the match for her team. Rhonda Singh giving her the evil eye as Asia Kong puts the boots to Callie Parrish. Asia Kong setting her up. Whoa, just pitched her halfway across town. Counters with a kick to the head. Callie Parrish locks her up. Whips her to the ropes. And falters. Asia Kong ready to exploit the mistake. Parrish up over the shoulders. Head first into the turnbuckle in the far corner. Parrish counters with that cowboy boot. Moves in. Swings and misses. Asia Kong goes behind. Parrish whipped into the far corner. Asia Kong connects with a clothesline, takes her down to the mat. Asia Kong tagging in Rhonda Singh. Callie Parrish is laid out center ring. A stomp to the face from Rhonda. Rhonda Singh gathers her up into another sit-out powerbomb from Rhonda Singh. Callie Parrish struggling to her feet as Asia Kong makes the tag. Parrish moves in. Whoa, nice try, but that did not work out for Callie Parrish. Rhonda Singh takes her down to the floor. A very able assist from Asia Kong's tag team partner. Callie Parrish takes Asia Kong down to the mat. Follows it up with a stomp to the back of the head, and that's the parting shot as Jody Howler comes in. Jody Howler evades a nice right hand. Off the top rope moonsault. That was excellent. Asia Kong catching some shots here. A DDT from Howler. One, but just a one. Asia Kong making her way to her feet. Jody Howler quickly taken down. Jody counters with a kick. A hard right. Whoa, there's that fancy move off the ropes, but again, doesn't quite find the mark. Asia Kong with a slingshot slam. As Jody Howler decides what to do next. A kick to the midsection. A discus punch takes Asia Kong down. Rhonda Singh coming in on the hot tag here. Jody Howler whips Rhonda to the ropes. Ducks under. Makes the leapfrog, and here we go. Look at this. Winds it up. Nice neck breaker from the Silver Bullet. And here's Callie Parrish again on the tag. Spinning right. Rhonda Singh slams her down. Inverted scoop slam. Post for the cover. But Jody Howler right there to break it up. Rhonda Singh going after Howler as well. Whips her out onto the apron. Just enough time for Callie Parrish to nail her with that wraparound DDT. Callie with an arm breaker on Rhonda Singh. And now turning it into an armbar. Trying to wear down the arms of Rhonda Singh. Callie Parrish trying to escort her to the corner, but Rhonda counters with elbows. Locks up. Callie Parrish has her up. Definitely a nasty. Oh, her back must be hurting after that one. Callie Parrish catches a discus punch from Rhonda Singh. Oh my, look at this. Deadlift military press. Rhonda Singh extremely powerful. Allowing gravity to do its work and just drops Callie Parrish face first to the mat. Parlaying that into a heel hook stretch. And the Texan Ladies Association certainly having their troubles with these much larger, much heavier, and much more powerful opponents. Callie Parrish in trouble here. Rhonda Singh really starting to pour it on. Pitches her across the ring by her ankle. Callie Parrish makes it to a standing position. Quickly counters. Rhonda Singh, here's a nice uppercut. Takes down Rhonda Singh. Classic wrestling takedown from Callie Parrish. Callie rounds up Rhonda Singh again. Another nasty shot to the face, and another that finally takes her down. Callie Parrish egging her on, waiting for her to stand, and whoa, there is it, a beautiful move right there with a clothesline. And here's a cover of Asia Kong. Right there to break it up. Parrish fails to connect with the knee. Rhonda Singh fails to connect with the clothesline. Neck breaker drop from Callie Parrish on Rhonda Singh. Callie rallying this crowd in her favor, and here comes Asia Kong. Asia Kong locks up Parrish, has her by the trunks, has her all the way up for the vertical suplex, but Callie Parrish counters with a chop block, takes down Asia Kong. Running dropkick barely phases Asia Kong, hard right, a spinning back fist, and down goes Callie Parrish. Here's a cover, on and again. The silver bullet, Jody Haller, there to save the match for her team. Asia Kong going after Jody Haller as well, hangs her up the top rope. Returns to work on Callie Parrish with a stomp to the shoulder. Callie Parrish in trouble here. Oh, hard stomp to the lower abdomen. Asia Kong making her way to the top turnbuckle. This could be disastrous. Here we go, elbow drop right across the chest. Asia Kong covers. 1, 2, 3, I'm sorry, Tex. Asia Kong and Rhonda Singh winning this one by pinfall. Let's get the official time.
The time of the match, 12 minutes and 3 seconds. Here are your winners, Asia Kong and Rhonda Singh.
Asia Kong and Rhonda Singh picking up the 3-count pinfall win over the Texan Ladies Association. And Tex, I am so sorry, but you've got to admit, Callie Parrish and Jody Haller were outsized, outmatched, outweighed, outclassed, and outpowered by these two behemoths.
Well, yeah. Well, let's face it. Callie and Jody, well, they're a little bit more petite. I mean, you can see it right here in the replay. That nasty double team. And then there's Asia Kong with that big splash that wins her the 3-count pinfall.
Our main event when we return right after the break. Stay with us. Saving the best for last, tonight's main event, a battle of Amazonian beauties as the 9th wonder of the world, China, locks it up with our own Dione the Titaness.
Our main event tonight, one fall with a 10-minute time limit, coming down the aisle from Redondo Beach, California. Here is the 9th wonder of the world, China.
Bar! I love when she does that, Dandy Don. But China won her last match against Ronda Rousey, who we saw at the beginning of the card, and of course she lost that match to Georgia Washington, which she's probably still smarting over. But the 9th wonder of the world, China, here tonight set to go one-on-one against a 6'5", 265-pound Amazonian Dione the Titaness. And this is going to be a battle. I'm not going to say it's going to be a sweep or a squash because China's equally powerful.
No, Tex, I don't imagine it's going to be a sweep or a squash. This is going to be an absolute battle of two Amazonian warriors, like something out of an Italian sword and sandal epic.
Her opponent from Milan, Italy, Dione the Titaness.
And as Myron likes to joke, it is death by snoo time. Dione the Titaness in the building, sporting a beautiful new blue outfit, matching her significant other, Mr. Hercules. Dione the Titaness, multi-time women's world champion, women's international champion multi-times over, Dione the Titaness has done it all in like 15 years with this company.
Dandy Don, I sure hope they reinforce the ring tonight.
The ninth wonder of the world and the Italian Testarossa. What a combination, what a main event. Referee Tom Kanamura sounds the bell. The ladies come center ring. Chyna, caught up by Dione, has her all the way up. Vertical suplex from Dione. Dione locks up Chyna again, clubbing overhand right, brings Chyna down to one knee. A forearm takes her all the way down. Dione the Titaness, countered by Chyna. And Chyna rounds Dione up, gets shoved away into the ropes. Dione takes her down and rope-assisted stomp to the chest with a little extra spring. And now wrapping those massive hands around the throat of Chyna. Referee Tom Kanamura not going to object to just about anything Dione might do. Dione locks up the ninth wonder of the world, the pure power of Dione. Look at this military press drop. Down goes Chyna again, kick to the midsection. Dione the Titaness slowly making her way to the top turnbuckle. Chyna's laid out center ring. Chyna slowly making her way to her feet. And here's a double axe handle right across the head of Chyna. And once more, Dione trying to squeeze the breath out of Chyna. Chyna counters with a jawbreaker, backs Dione off. Dione quickly counters with a headbutt. Locks up Chyna. Has her up over the shoulder here. And slams her right back down. Drives a knee into the head of Chyna. Dione the Titaness rounding Chyna up. Oh, here we go. There's a choke slam right there. Boom. And that, well, now, let's see if there's an end here. 1, 2. But no, Chyna powering out at just the 11th hour right there. Chyna counters, gets back up on her feet. Dione the Titaness shoves her away a second time. Dione the Titaness, extraordinarily powerful. Up over the shoulders goes Chyna. Chyna quickly counters into an inverted DDT, taking Dione down to the mat. And now raining hard right hands on the head of the Titaness. Dione on the defensive for the first time in this matchup as Chyna starts to pull away. Chyna makes her way to the top turnbuckle. Here we go. Crossbody splash right across the midsection of Dione the Titaness. And as big and as tough as she is, I'm sure she felt that. Hard right, a left, a kick, a punch that spins her around, rear waist lock from Chyna, and slams her down to the canvas, following it up with a stomp to the back of the head. Referee ordering the break, too close to the ropes. Those long legs of Dione the Titaness saving her from trouble here. More right hands to the head of Dione from Chyna. And now Chyna has her up in that powerbomb position, nails it. Oh my, what a slam. As Dione the Titaness is laid out. And the ninth wonder of the world, Chyna, drags her just about center ring. Here we go, there's a cover. 1, 2. But no. Dione the Titaness, still far too powerful. Chyna rounds her up again, a kick to the midsection, quickly countered by Dione. Chyna counters with a knee, whips Dione into the far corner, and a series of kicks to the midsection from the ninth wonder of the world. Chyna rebuffed here as Dione makes her way out of the corner, charges, and a Hurricane Rana. And a hard set of pistoling right hands to the head of the ninth wonder of the world. Chyna back on the defensive again. Dione drops that elbow right across the chest of the ninth wonder of the world. Chyna slowly being brought back to her feet. Dione unloads with a series of shots and a throat chop. And now up over the shoulder again. And head first into the turnbuckle in the corner. Dione quickly covers. 1, 2, but only a 2. With Chyna finding her way out of the pin. Chyna gathered up by Dione the Titaness. The Italian Testarossa with bad intentions here. Has her up. What a powerbomb. Dione covers. Hooks the leg. 1, 2, 3. That is going to do it for our main event. Dione the Titaness defeats the 9th wonder of the world, Chyna, by pinfall. Let's get the official time from Idaholic.
The time of the match, 5 minutes and 55 seconds, and your winner, Dione the Titaness.
Well, it's nice to be right, ain't it, Don? We knew all the time this was not going to be easy for either one of them. But Dione the Titaness ends up getting a 3-count pinfall over Chyna. And man, she had to fight hard to get it.
Absolutely an epic battle and a terrific main event. And although Chyna certainly did give it her all and had the advantage at certain points within the match, it ends up being Dione the Titaness getting the 1, 2, 3 pinfall over the 9th wonder of the world.
Being brutally honest, Don, I wasn't really sure which one of them was going to win. Of course, I was rooting for Dione the whole time. But Chyna, well, she surprised us before. And she didn't surprise us tonight. That's for damn sure.
Fans, that is going to do it for this evening's edition of RWL Ladies Night. As always, we thank all of you for joining us, spending some of your time here with us at RWL. Coming up next, immediately following Ladies Night, will be RWL Snarl, and Monday night, the 28th from Washington, D.C., RWL Global War Supercard. We hope to see you then. For all of us here at RWL, I've been Don Hickson, saying thanks, and we'll see you next time at ringside.